Let me start with the confession. I never graduated from the US university. I don't have an Ivy League degree. I don't have STEM OPT card. I am just digital marketing professionals who works at Elevate Me. But here is the thing. Every single day, I sit with the data, I review student applications, I read success stories, I analyze failure patterns, I talk to the career services, I talk to the mentors, I talk to the students who are crying just because they never get a job, and students who are crying just because they just landed at that dream offer. I have seen hundreds of applications and I have noticed something that most students completely miss. The students who get placed, the 44.6% who actually make it, they don't do anything magical. They just do things differently, strategically, intentionally. So today I am going to share exactly what I have learned from watching them win. If I graduated in the US today, knowing what I know now, having seen what I have seen, here is exactly how I had approached this broken, brutal but beatable system. My name is Harshil and this is at Elevate Me. Before I tell you what I had do, let me tell you what I had never do. I would never spray and pray. I had never sent the same resume, same generic resume to 500 companies and hope that something sticks. Because I have seen the numbers and they are brutal. Right now, there are 1.3 million international students in the United States. More than half, 57%, are pursuing STEM degrees. At the graduate level, that number jumps to 64%. More students, fewer jobs. That's the math. Entry-level job postings in United States are down by 35% since 2023. Employers are projecting just 1.6% increase in hiring for the class of 2026 compared to class of 2025. And the visa landscape, it's getting tougher. The H-1B cap for fiscal year 2026 dropped to 343k registrations, a 26.9% reduction from the previous year. A new $1 lakh fee for sponsoring workers from abroad has made employers even more cautious. But here is the thing, and this is important. There is a one group of international students who are actually in a better position than ever before, especially students who are in the US on F1 visas. Why? Because companies now face a $1 lakh fee to sponsor workers from abroad, but that fee does not apply to students already in the US on OPT or on STEM OPT. Employers are strategically preferring to hire F1 students already in the country rather than recruiting internationally. So if you are already here, you have an advantage. You just don't know how to use it. Let me show you what the winners do differently. Step 1. I would learn to talk about my visa like a pro. Here is what I see over and over again in the applications I review. Brilliant students, 4.0 GPA, incredible projects, and they walk into an interview and say, I need sponsorship. On the other end, recruiters hear risk, paperwork, cost, complexity, and the application goes into the trash. Here is what successful lump sum 44.6% people say instead. No cost, no paperwork needed from you right now. And after that, I am eligible for a STEM OPT extension which gives me additional 2 years. That's 5 years of guaranteed work authorization. No sponsorship required. Learn how to explain your visa status like a benefit, not a burden. And here is the key. I would only apply to the companies that have track record of hiring international students. Use tools like My Visa Jobs or H1B Grader to find companies that have actually hired sponsored H1B visas into the past. Don't ever waste 4 rounds of interviews on a company that is going to panic at the final line, because I have seen it happen again and again. Students who went through 4 rounds of interviews, got an offer, resigned from their previous job, and then the manager admitted they were unfamiliar with STEM OPT and the offer was gone. Don't let that be you. Step 2. I would rewrite my entire resume from scratch, not tweak it, rewrite it. Here is what I saw when I reviewed 100 fail applications for this channel. Resumes that described duties, not results. Responsible for coding in Python. Worked on a team project. American recruiters don't care about your responsibilities, they care about your impact. Here is what I had write instead. Built an ML code that reduced the processing time by 45%, developed a full stack application used by 10,000 plus users, optimized database queries, improving response time by 60%. See the difference. One is a duty, the other one is a result. Quantifiable, measurable, and impactful. And here is something I had never done again, including personal details in resume. No photo, no marital status, no age in the US. That is the huge red flag. It's unprofessional and it opens employers up to discrimination lawsuits. One page, clean, focused on skills, achievement, and quantifiable results. And I would tailor every single application generic resumes don't pass ATS scans. If you can't be bothered to customize your resume for a specific role, why would anyone will hire you? Step 3. I would start networking 6 months before graduation, not after, before. Here is the truth that I have learned from watching hundreds of students. Most jobs in the United States are filling through people, not portals. If you are just submitting applications online and praying, you are invisible. And in the job market, invisible means unemployed. Here is what I had to. I would connect with alumni in my domain on LinkedIn, at events, through my university career portal, and I would not ask for a job. I would ask for insight and advice. Something like, can I ask you about your journey? What is the biggest challenge you faced in your first year? What advice would you give to someone in my position? People want to help someone who is curious, humble, and genuinely interested in learning. Nobody wants to help someone who is just asking for a handout. And here is the most important networking tip I have seen work. Follow up, send a thank you note, stay in touch. That's how you build a relationship. And relationships are what get you hired in America. Because when a job opening comes up, who do you think the hiring manager called first? The person who submitted an application online, or a person who has been building a relationship for 6 months? Exactly. Step 4. I would treat interview prep like a full-time job. You may know your field deeply. You may have 4.0 GPA. You may have built incredible projects. But if you can't communicate that in your interview, none of that matters. Here is what successful students do. They practice answering, "Tell me about yourself," until they can do it in sleep. Here is the framework I see working. Who you are. Briefly, what you have done, your key accomplishments. They do mock interviews weekly with friends, with mentors, with AI tools. What you are looking for, why this role, why this company, and the people who have cracked the interviews. They ask thoughtful questions at the end of every interview. Not what is the salary, not what are the benefits. Questions like, what is the biggest challenge your team is facing right now? What does success look like for first 90 days for this particular role? How would you describe the team culture? These questions don't just show you are interested. They show you are thinking like someone who is already in the team. And here is the secret that nobody tells you. In the US, interviewers test confidence just as much as competence. If you can't sell yourself, nobody else will. Step 5. I would not have plan B, and I would not be ashamed of it. Here is a reality. Only 44.6% of international students land jobs after graduation. That means more than half of you would, at least not immediately. And that's not the reflection of your skills, it's a reflection of a broken system. So what would I do if I could not find a job? I would keep building, I would keep learning, I would keep networking, I would take freelance projects, I would contribute to open source, I would build a portfolio that screams hire me, and I would find a program that actually understands my struggle. A program that does not just teach me skills, but teaches me how to navigate this broken system. Because the worst thing you can do is give up. The second worst thing you can do is try to figure out everything alone. International students are 30% less likely to get a job offer from their internship employer. Only 25% complete of their campus internships compared to 42% of domestic students. This system is stacked against you, and trying to fight it alone is a losing battle. So find some mentors, join communities, get help. And if you are really serious about building a career in America, find a program that is built for international students. And that is exactly what we do at Elevate Me. We don't just teach you coding, we teach you how to get hired in America. I have seen it work hundreds of times. Something I want you to remember: you are not failing because you are unskilled. You are struggling because the US job market values visibility, communication, and timing just as much as skill. Once you master those, doors are opening, but you don't have to do it alone. If you are tired of sending thousands of applications and getting nothing, if you are tired of being rejected before anyone even looks at your resume, and if you are actually ready to build a career in America, book a free call with our career counseling team. We will tell you honestly if we can help you. No pressure, no hidden fees, just a real conversation with the people who actually understand your struggle, because we see it every single day. The link is in the description below. And before you go, if this video actually helped you, or if you have been through this struggle yourself, drop a comment, share your story. Let's start conversation. So this is Harshil from Elevate Me, and we are here to help you build a career you actually deserve in the country you choose to build it. See you in the next one. Thank you so much.